a way of preserving the natural environment, because they used to do that when their family exceeds that number, they split into 2 or 3 or whatsoever groups all together, such that they could contain a population which can be sustainable to what they were getting to the environment. Because they, how can we review that the same were conservative with the natural environment? So, on our affirmative side, we are going to agree to the fact that the same were conservative with the natural environment. So you say initially, if we can take a consideration that the Sen lived in a small group of 25 to 30 people altogether. So it was a way of preserving the natural environment. Are you struggling by understanding questions related to the Sun's economic system, specifically dealing with the issues about how they were conserving the environment? So in this question, we are revealing, are the same people environmental conservant or not? Join the intellect as I'm exploring this to the maximum. Thank you very much. I welcome you all, guys. It's your intellect once again. In this segment, before you have watched this video, you must know the location of the intellect. So guys, many people, they wonder where they can find me. Guys, you can find me in Unit O, in Chitungwiza. Those are the numbers on my screen, and those are the subjects in which I offer. So mukauya kuchitungwiza Unit O padhuze nepataita or just close to Seke 5 High School. Mukangobata number dzirapo munondiwana. Those who want to join, certain people they think that maybe I only teach online lessons. No, I teach both online and physical lessons. So for more evaluations, you contact the number on the screen. Thank you for your support, YouTubers. Thank you for your support, TikTokers, and also those who are on Instagram and those who are on Facebook. Keep on supporting your internet. Shalom. Watch the next video and enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to share. Number 2. The question says, a purely conservative people who live harmoniously with their environment. So this is the statement which depicts that a certain group of people, they were conserving the environment. So furthermore, it says, how accurate is this description of the sun's way of life? So when the statement says the suns, we include both the sun and the question. So the question now, right? The question demands candidates to review. The question demands candidates to review that the same, were conservative with their natural environment. Were conservative with their natural environment. Were conservative with their natural environment. However, good candidates can review that. The same were not conservative with their environment. The same were not conservative with their environment. Asipeni apera. Vanhu vachitora bhegi mangu mukatsvaga unoiwana ikakadika. Aiwa, atambidze kana unovhura mototi hazvikutsvaga. Aiwa, kutovhura zipi mukatsvaga imomo iwana. Right. Saka tiri ipapo, our question was demanding you to evaluate or to initiate the question was demanding candidates to review or to evaluate how can we review that the same were conservative with the natural environment. So On our affirmative side, we are going to agree to the fact that the Sen were conservative with the natural environment. So you say initially, if we can take a consideration that the Sen lived in a small group of 25 to 30 people all together. So it was a way of preserving the natural environment, because they used to do that when their family exceeds that number. They split into 2 or 3 or whatsoever groups all together, such that they could contain a population which can be sustainable to what they were getting to the environment, because they eventually knew that they live purely on the grounds of hunting and gathering. So if their population exceeds the number of people, the environment was going to be degraded, and they were going to have issues, food shortages and whatsoever. Furthermore, they said they preserve food in order for future use. Okay, for example, they could dry meat so that they can use it in the future. It was a method of having a harmonious relationship with the environment, because if they can kill an elephant and dry that meat for a period of maybe 2 to 3 months or whatsoever, it was going to preserve those animals. Why? They were not going to kill those animals on a daily basis, but they could kill animals when necessary, and they preserve those food elements. Furthermore, they were practicing family planning methods. I'm not saying natural family planning method. They were not, their population was not increasing so fast, so as to have the relationship between the resources available and the population available. So they wanted to maintain that ideology. Kuti vanoramba vaine population yavo yakabalance. Then tiri papo toenda pakuti they hunt when necessary. Usually they could not go hunting for fun or hunting just like that. It was a method of preserving the natural environment, so that these animals above all, they were not allowing each other to kill a pregnant animal, so that it could give birth. Above all, they were not allowed to hunt young ones, animals. Why? It was a method of preserving the natural environment. Furthermore, they shared food amicably. For example, if they kill a big animal such as an elephant, it is said they shared in a community, so that they could not, by the time you actually share nyama, obvious, above all, they reuse my product. For example, they kill an animal, they use its animal skin. It was a method to preserve. Panekuti mauraya imwemuka, makunotsva kuti kana mauda unotsvaga kupfeka hembe makuti takunouraya muka kuti tiwane skin. Vaitongoti izvozvo zviripo varambotozvishandisa efficiently. Furthermore, the taboos of the natural environment, for example, hunting taboos, totemism and also, it was a method of preserving the natural environment. Also, however, despite that these individuals, they preserved the natural environment, one cannot forget that these individuals, they had some elements or they did a certain behavior which portrayed that preserve. For example, they were nomads. Not nomadism, nomads. These people were nomads. They used to move from one place to another. That ideology, these people were nomads, it says a lot about their ability of not conserving the environment. Why did it? By moving from one place to another, they were degrading the environment. Furthermore, they used snares to kill animals or to hunt animals. And those snares in which they had inserted, some of them, when they were now moving from one place to another, also, they had certain methods in which they use which caused the village fires. For instance, when they kuno extract honey they use the fire, and some of those fires field fires itori kutopollute environment nokonzeresa. They use the poison to fish, and they were had to kill dzimwe hove dzisingafaniri kunge dzichase dzichiurayiwa. Saka ndo nyaya maquestion iwayo anouya akaita so. When you are given a question about the sun, you need to know kuti kunouya iyoyi koyaya yekuti they were far ahead of their time, koya yekuti kukombea lifestyle yavo ivo nemakoisani chichichi zvakawanda zvinouya andika they were backward, they were zvese ngazvimastwe more about the sane people. Like itapedza tauda kuti tiite number 3 yekukombea